My name is Tama Warren, and I live in Nashville, Tennessee. And I'd like to share with you my journey from the darkness into the light. I was 16 and I became pregnant, and it was 1973. I was told by my father, that it was my choice to make, that this was the first grandchild in our family, and that I had to live with the decision of this for the rest of my life. So I was very happy that I was going to be having the baby, and everything seemed okay. After I was 3 months along, I was woken during the night, and I was told that I was not going to be having my baby. I could not bring shame to the family. You didn't have a baby before getting married. And that I was scheduled to have an abortion at 9 o'clock the next morning. I was told not to call anyone, and that everything was taken care of, and that this was going to be a really good thing for me. I begged to be sent to a home for Anwood mothers. I begged to be sent away, and I told my father that I would never ever come back home again. I begged for my baby to be put up for adoption, and these were denied. It was only hours that I had left to hold on to the life that was growing inside of me. I never realized that while I was in history class and learning and hearing about Roe versus Wade, how much that my life would be impacted. When I went to the clinic, I was taken right back, right away. No one spoke to me. I was in a room and 3 nurses and a doctor came in. There was no sedation, no anesthesia. 2 of the nurses held me down. Horrified over what was happening to me and my baby, I began to cry out as the procedure was going on. A nurse looked at me very sympathetically and held up a folded washcloth and placed it in my mouth, telling me to bite down on it, that it would make things better. My screams were stifled. Afterwards, I was placed into a room where there were women sitting in recliners, crying in pain. Now the problem was solved, I was told, and we would never, ever speak of it again. My spirit was broken. I was numb. I blocked out the abortion. But soon after, I began bizarre night behavior. I was screaming out during the night, hysterically. I developed an eating disorder. I had unhealthy relationships and great promiscuity. During those years, I suffered great emotional trauma and emotional illness. I was hospitalized inpatient 3 times. After that, I was outpatient outpatient therapy 5 times over a span of 10 years. However, though, during that time, because of my shame, my guilt, my pain, and my suffering, I never ever told a professional that I had had an abortion. After a while, I came back to church. I began counseling at my church, and I also found out about Rachel's Vineyard retreats. After some time, I went on the retreat, and that healing brought to me the strength through Jesus Christ to face my wounds, my shame, my suffering, and taught me that the love of God and His forgiveness was unending. He brought a light to shine into my darkness. After 40 years now, I no longer live with guilt and pain. I do not fear the dark, and I am surrounded by a great light from God. I am whole again. I share these wounds with others to know that there is healing after abortion, and this is why I'm silent no more.